All right, nipa ne kunya kininga rene otomabula sina chini lo singare tumekopa mwekelekela. You realize of course that you realize in Uganda Premier League a number of actions of course took place in the Uganda Premier League. When you look at of course the previous results nipa nene otomekopa ngolo ko Uganda Premier League, I realize of course number of leagues that of course took place in the Uganda Premier League. A number of football clubs also participated in. When you look at, of course, way back there, when you look at, of course, in that tournament of Uganda Premier League, in the previous results that took place in the Uganda Premier League, I found that the team won Karatis or Express Football Club, Kesepe de Pedose, Anepa Nabula, the club won Karatis Villa Football Club. It ended, of course, 0-0 between, of course, Express Football Club, within, of course, with that is a Villa Football Club. It ended, of course, 1-0. And that Dimlo Connect Football Club on Wednesday managed, of course, beating that is Lugazi Football Club 1-0. Later, of course, that is Bull Football Club also beating Coventry. That is 1-0 in Uganda Premier League. And look, moving ahead, when you look at, of course, other results that are going to be played, that are going to be played later on. A team local Express Football Club, rather a team local Police, Ngesebuni Abulakin, Nepek the team local. A team local Gaddafi, Isabuna Bolaki, a team local URA, one of team local Police, Isabuna Bolak, the team local Coventry, one of course UPDF will play against Gaddafi Football Club. That's Maroons Football Club will be up against KCCA, while of course Bull Football Club will be playing against that is Villa Football Club. Mbarara Football Club City will be playing against Lugazi Football Club, while of course Nek Football Club will be up against Team Loco Kitara Football Club. Team Loco Express Football Club will be up against Team Loco Bahiba Saints United, while of course Vipers Football Club will be up against a Team Loco URA known as Uganda Revenue Authority in that encounter of Uganda Premier League. In the Uganda Premier League, we look at, of course, in the standing, Lokeiko Pangon Loco Uganda Premier League. We look at, of course, the table standing of Uganda Premier League. When you look at, of course, the table standing of Uganda Premier League, you realize Team Loco, you realize a Team Loca, you realize that is Vipers Football Club on top of the league with, of course, 27 points. Well, of course, see that is KCCA who comes number 2 with a 26 points. Okay, a team local Villa Football Club, a team local Villa Football Club who comes number 3 with that is 26 points. Well, of course, Police Football Club who comes number 4 with that is 24 points. A difference between Villa Football Club with, of course, KCA. You realize that the Villa Football Club who have 27 points, Villa have 26 points, and Team Local KCCA they also have 26 points. But only difference they have is that a Team Local KCCA has more goals compared to Team Local Villa Football Club. And also when you look at on the side, that is Team Local Vipers Football Club, who have, of course, number 1, would have played on 11 games. They have a game at hand. A Team Local Villa, that is Team Local Vipers, rather, they have a game at hand. They've only managed playing. That is 11 matches compared to Team One Local. That is KCCA with of course Villa and the Police respectively have played more games compared to Vipers Football Club. But still Vipers on top of the game, Vipers on top of the league with that is 27 points compared to other teams who are also, of course, competing at Mikopangon Local Uganda Premier League. Hey, come on, subscribe, share the live. Share the live. Moving ahead, of course, beyond data, you realize, of course, number of games have been taking place. Otomo games are regular, and you realize, of course, which is going to be happening today in Morocco. today in Morocco, the semi-finals in Morocco. It is going to be the main big thing. It is going to be a main big thing today. For now, we're talking about AFCON. AFCON, that is a quarterfinals. Nigeria will be up against, that is Algeria. Well, of course, Egypt will be up against team like Ivory Coast. Ivory Coast versus Egypt. About who is going to take it there? About who is going to take it there between Ivory Coast and Egypt? About who is going to take it there? I don't know also. Angoda mama Jenny ngaibo angun ibuni aingara paran. I don't know who is going to take it there. Within, of course, that is Ivory Coast and Egypt and the Ivory Coast. Also, yesterday, of course, news coming through Ejakaitungun Alan Okello. Ngesi yala nyuno tumoliga ngonlo ko Uganda. Ejakait Alan Okello. Ido bulu tumo club ngonlo ko Vipers Football Club. Alan Okello has finally left a club ngonlo ko Vipers Football Club. According to information coming through, Alan Okello avudeyo. Bagamba njimute bakasi Ejakaitungun Alan Okello. He has left, that is Vipers Football Club, joining Young Africans. According to information coming through, Alan Okello could have, of course, played his last game for Vipers Football Club this season in the 2-0 win over Etimungulo Kumbara City, as his move to, that is Tanzanians Young African, is almost done. And according to information coming through, Alan Okello who joined, that is Young Africans. According to latest information coming through yesterday in the evening, Alan Okello is moved to, that is Young African, costed around 30,000 US dollars, 30,000 US dollars, which is equivalent to 1 billion shillings, Ugandan shillings. 1 billion shillings, Ugandan shillings. Abatubakwata sente and it's reported going to be pocketing a salary of 54 million every month. Is going to be putting in his salary roughly 54 million every month. Alan Okello is going to be walking home with 54 million shillings, with, of course, a club local young, that is Young Africans. The Uganda international transfer to Tanzania Champions has been agreed between the two clubs, with the player also constating that the move, according to reliable sources, has said the move is already done. The player is joining Alan Okello. Alan Okello joining to Young African is already done. Alan Okello joining Young Africans is done. 30,000 US dollars. 30,000 US dollars. Roughly that is 1 billion shillings. 300, yes. Roughly is 1 billion shillings. Mama. Abantu bakwata sente etingitunyika pon, and it's rumored ebe Okello eke contract be the club ngonloka. The club local Young Elephants is going to be costing him roughly